Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're going to be talking about the spell Forcecage.
So I can't get out. I'm in jail. I'm in a force cage. This is a 7th level evocation for bards, warlocks, and wizards. It is an action cast, which is real good. 100-foot range. So this is a decent distance. Verbal somatic material components. It does require ruby dust worth 1.5 grand, but it doesn't consume it. So you could, as long as once you have said ruby dust, you can just like keep it in a pouch on you, and then you're good. Your force cage is ready to go. Duration of an hour. And you'll note that I didn't say concentration. It says just duration up to an hour. You don't have to concentrate on this. An immobile, invisible, cube-shaped prison composed of magical force springs into existence around an area you choose within range. The prison can be a cage or a solid box as you choose. A prison in the shape of a cage can be up to 20 feet on a side and is made from half-inch diameter bars spaced half-inch apart. A prison in the shape of a box can be 10 foot on a side, creating a solid barrier that prevents any matter from passing through it and blocking any spells cast into or out of the area. So if you want a cage, you can go 20 feet around. If you want a box, it has to be 10 feet or smaller. When you cast the spell, any creature that is completely inside the cage's area is trapped. There are no saving throws attached to that. They are just trapped. Creatures only partially within the area, or those too large to fit inside the area, are pushed away from the center of the area until they are completely outside the area. And I did not misspeak ever once there. They did say area 4 times. A creature inside the cage can't leave it by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to leave the cage, it makes a charisma saving throw. On a success, the creature can use that magic to escape the cage. On a failure, the creature can't exit the cage and waste the use of the spell or effect. The cage also extends onto the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel. This spell can't be dispelled by dispel magic. God, I love Forcecage.
That's a big one. We recently discussed this in our level 7 bard spells list. Yeah, I wasn't as big on it as you were, and I'm still not, but I do appreciate it a lot more than I did, especially with this rereading of the full spell. There's a lot there.
Indeed.
I think I'll repeat what I said there. I think my favorite use of it would be to force cage a creature and then, over the course of an hour, kill it with vicious mockery.
Yeah, you are legally allowed to do that. You can put it in the box and just make fun of it forever. So, quick guide for size categories. So anything that is medium is a 5 by 5 foot, large is 10 by 10, huge is 15 by 15, and gargantuan is 20 by 20. Which means, hypothetically, the smallest gargantuan creature will fit in the box, which is cute. Normally, though, it's going to be huge or smaller, with larger, smaller being what make into the box that has the physical like walls that can't be shot out of, which is important for things like breathe fire or shoot bows or whatever, right? A lot of the time, what Forcecage's job is to take an enemy and say, I don't want to deal with that right now. In a box you go, and you just stick into the box, and there's no saves involved. It's just in the box, and it deals with being in the box, and it can't get dispelled out of the box, and it probably can't teleport out of the box. It sometimes can, it's a little flaky, but for the most part,
ability.
Yeah. I don't know, but
so the way you're using this is like a higher level banishment.
Yeah, basically.
Unfailing banishment.
Yeah, this is guaranteed something's going in the box. But it is a little bit better than, I don't know about better than banishment. It's different than banishment, right? Because it doesn't physically leave the plane and everyone can still see it in the box, which is cute. So there'll be moments where you're just like, in less than an hour, you're just like, okay, the big bad, I would like you to stop talking. In the invisible box you go. No one can get in or out, but you're not going to be able to cast spells from out of there, and we're just going to clean up all your minions, and we're going to set up a bunch of traps around you, and you're not going to be able to do anything about that. And that's pretty spicy, right? This is like an inverse tiny hut, in where a lot of times what the DM's answer to tiny hut is everyone camps on top of it, and all the monsters camp on top of it and then kill you as soon as you come out of it. Now you can put something in a tiny hut and everyone camps around on top of it and sets up the traps, and you've got layers and layers of bear traps and comically the Home Alone paint cans on the doors and whatnot, all just hanging and swinging in weight, and then the moment the force cage goes down, it just explodes. That's pretty fun. Big fan of that.
Maybe this is when you cast your glyphs of wardings and
you
your
got
symbols.
time.
Yeah. Well, what else? I mean, you don't have to do all that. You could just leave them there and walk away. Yeah.
There's also like the real opportunity where you cast this with the bars and you shoot it, right? Where you actively just go, okay, that melee creature's not making melee attacks. We'll clean up all his allies and then kill him before he can threaten us, right? And then it doesn't even have the opportunity whenever it like comes back out of a banishment where it can start swinging at you. You can just, if it doesn't have ranged options, you can pepper to death from however long away or however far away you feel confident in doing it. That's pretty sweet. It just has to kind of like sit there and be angry about it while you shoot it to death, or in your case, viciously mock it to death. Very fun. I think of the effects that are like, it's like this, maze, and hideous or irreversible or irresistible dance. Those are the three that are the no save die. This I think is the best one, and I don't think it's particularly close just because it's an intangible and vulnerable box. The only real problem it has is it doesn't work on some of the biggest creatures out there. So like against giants and stuff, you're like, oh, well, that thing is 25 feet tall. I can't deal with it with a Forcecage. Bummer. And that's, I think an entirely reasonable and fair constraint to put on something that is this powerful.
Yeah, I'm thinking of other ways to use it. I think like on against a rival party that you're rivals, but you're not like, you don't want to kill each other, but you do want to get to the big MacGuffin before they do.
Stick the wizard in the Forcecage.
Some of them or one of them, and or guards. If you're a good party, you have to do this thing you're not allowed to do. They'll understand later, but right now they gotta sit in the box.
Or they won't, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
There's also there's the niche use case where this box is invincible, right? This is an impervious hour-long barricade. You can put yourself in it. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You can put friends and allies in it. You can protect people with a Forcecage if you absolutely have to. If you got like the child that is, you have to protect with your life because they're the cure to whatever big evil disease it is, and the evil doers are trying to kill them, you can be like, okay, you're gonna be angry at me, but this is for your own good. In the box you go. No one can touch you. Everyone hold down the fort and kill all the monsters. Well, they'll be immune to the explosions. There's no collateral damage. They're just safe in the box. You don't have to worry about it. That's a pretty cute little use case that you can do.
Or maybe they just didn't eat their broccoli into the Forcecage for an hour.
Forcecage for you. This isn't child abuse. It's strict parenting.
Oh.
Not a very big box, Bob.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still trying to think of other uses. I guess it's invulnerable. You could block a doorway.
You could.
I guess.
Yeah. It's immobile too, which means you can climb on it. So you can like put this somewhere in space and use it as a jumping off pad. It could be like the world's most expensive floating disc, I guess. If that's what you're going for, sure, that's something. You can randomly trap things in the air and then like decorate them and stuff. You can there's all kinds of meme potential here. Like I'm envisioning you make a Forcecage and like you put streamers and stuff on it, like a mitzvah or something, right? And then whenever an hour passes specifically, it opens and confetti or candy or whatever fall out of it. Entirely pointless use case of it.
You could have strippers dance in it.
That's absolutely true. You could. Any kind of performer can go absolute hog wild inside this 20 by 20 foot cage.
Of course, they'd have to be suspended in the air first somehow.
Yeah, that's true.
Just cast fly on them and then Forcecage them while they're in there.
It is also important to note the bars are only half-inch. There's only half-inch apart, like bar-wise, so it does have to be pretty narrow for things to get through it. So arrows and stuff might be a harder order, but like darts and stuff, maybe. I don't know. You can figure it out. Toxic gases always work. A lot of magic gets through that. So just that's something you can keep in mind. Even ranged creatures often can't shoot through those tiny little bars.
All right. Well, anything else we want to say? We're just getting silly now.
This is a silly spell, but it is also a banger. I think this is a 4 out of 5. I would give it a 5, but I think that it is doing something that's kind of a known quantity that Saber Dice at lower levels can do, but this just can't fail. And that's why I think it's very powerful, very fun. Definitely worth the 7th level spell slot in the right cases.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe I'm going higher than you, but what's keeping it from being 5 out of 5?
It is really hard to deal with. Yeah, all right, sure, fine. I'll give it a 5. It deserves it. This is a really of the 7th level spells I've seen cast, this one's always been exceptional. It doesn't even have concentration attached to it. You just put this there while you're doing other things with your concentration. It's so good. They can't save. They're just stuck there. That's delicious. I want this on all my character sheets.
I mean, I would have rated it lower, but then I thought strippers.
That's what got you there. Love that.
All right. Well, that was Forcecage. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let us know what you think about Forcecage down in the comment section below. And yeah, I guess that's that. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it, a gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description, where you'll find my Caverns Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of the spell, and other fun things.